We followed the undead boy down a dark hallway to where we could hear a group of voices being spoken. One had sounded like a woman, and two sounded male. Their conversation was rather heated, and it went like this.
Why haven't my children got those guns I have ordered?
The woman said.
There had been interference by residents from a local apartment complex.
From the smell of them, there are 3 of them who are demi-humans.
Where is Freddy? Should have been here 2 hours ago,
the woman said impatiently. Freddy left our group abruptly and ran into the chamber from the other end of the hall.
I'm here, Grylla.
It's about time you came here. What took you so long?
Getting caught up in punishing those stinking humans. They can cause some problems sometimes.
What kind of problems?
I ran into some goody two-shoe people. Don't worry, I kicked their asses.
You better not be telling me what I want to hear.
You know something I don't know.
I am not hiding anything, Crystal. I believe that he does. You've always had such a weird thing with me, Thanatos. Can I help that I have such a liking to you?
Just like that particular group that you have liked that are outside our hideaway?
They held me prisoner and I escaped.
Do not lie to your mother.
Fuck you, Grylla.
You do not speak to me like that.
You always made me second best to Charlie. I have always been given the crap end of the damn missions that you gave me. I am fucking tired of living like vermin. How long have I served you? Since the 90s? That's it. I am done, Grylla.
I stepped forward into the room and shouted. And we are all done with you. Allow me to describe their room, which consisted of a bedroom that had been decorated in a love-themed aesthetic. The walls and furniture were pink, except for the bed. The bed was king-sized, and the shape of a heart covered in a red bedspread. Upon this bed laid Thanos, Grylla, and Kriesel. Grylla had not been what I expected to appear at all, since she was young in appearance with a supermodel body, curly blonde hair, and white highlights, dressed in white lingerie. As Thanos and Kriesel appeared to be stereotypical demons, Thanos was large in stature and burly by his muscles with long dark hair, while Kriesel was short and lanky, with platinum blonde hair done into a mohawk hairstyle.
You bring the enemy into our love nest?
Grylla shouted.
This is my revenge, you little thought.
Don't go and call her that. That's slut-shaming.
I can call her what I damn well please. Where's all the wrinkles and warts supposed to be?
She is a witch and could look like how she wants, I guess.
Oh, you are correct, little angel,
Grylla said, with a vague pleasantry. What she had done next was unsettling. The witch crawled on all fours to the point of the bed, and her face shifted as though it were muddy ripples. Once they have ceased, Grylla looked exactly like myself. She then turned to face the men and asked,
What do you think?
Her bosom certainly seems to be larger than yours.
With that, her breasts began to inflate, and she had done provocative poses upon the mattress. I became disgusted, kept my wits, and said these words. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. The dumbfounded expression was priceless, and she exclaimed,
What?
you flatter me by stealing my looks since your other one was not good enough? Was your original face and body that bad? I asked.
Shut up, they love me!
Grylla protested. Do they now? I inquired.
You were, and Mother, are just a fun sock to use for a while. That is simply bluntly put.
Already a few centuries old and an imbecile of a damn harlot.
Grylla began to change her form once more. Only it was a hideous ghoul figure. Her golden curls became gray and stringy. The skin became gray with the flesh emaciated, and her nails shifted to serrated claws that extended several inches to fine points, which were efficient enough to just instantaneously slice open their throats. The male demons screamed in pain and choked upon their own blood and attempted to lunge towards her, which resulted in having a bloodbath on the bed. It was horrifying to watch, yet bringing a whole new meaning of a bleeding heart.
Despite her wet-on lifestyle, the witch has done us a service.
I am not done, she roared out. Grylla then began to chant a few words in a strange language, which resulted in hearing the black-eyed children chanting the same words, and resounded against the cave from outside the house. The witch cackled and taunted.
Run, little rabbits, run, run, run.
May I suggest a tactical retreat, my dear?
I glared at Grylla and said flatly, No.
Are you fucking stupid? Do you want to get yourself killed?
You are staying with me, Ben.
Me too. I suppose I shall remain as well, my dear.
The others can take on the black-eyed brats. It's time for us to take out Big Mama Grylla, I said with a smile.
You are still against me?
Yes, I am. I had it with you.
I'm going to rip your head off and shit down your scrawny little neck,
she bellowed. I took that moment to circle my finger around her and say, Float! The levitation spell had made Grylla be suspended into the air. Then I extended my palm outward to have her be thrown against the wall. It was necessary, but throwing in some vengeance towards this witch for using my image like that.
Start talking, you bimbo broad. Why were you stealing kids from the past century?
Like I would tell you.
Do you want to still start jabbering off? Or do you want to be my dinner? I can assure you that he is quite the messy eater, madame.
Fine.
She then began to tell of her origin story. Grylla had once been a proud English aristocrat in the 1860s and wanted to prove to her bully sisters that she is not an ugly duckling. To cure her ugly, elephant-like appearance, she went to the local surgeon to correct her bone structure issues. The surgical results did not meet her high expectations, and she wore the bandages. After a week of taunting from her family, Grylla decided to exile herself from the home and become a ship's stowaway to Iceland. The local fairies took pity upon the disfigured girl and taught her their magic. Over time, she became bitter, yet wanted company, which resulted in her becoming a holiday legend and taking children in. However, the power got to her head, leading into a decline into insanity. I did feel some pity for her, but she had to be stopped. The witch had the best of intentions, yet she was not completely evil and was simply left to her own devices. Let's cleanse her heart of evil and have Grylla do community service instead, I suggested.
Wait a minute here. Are you crazy? Do you know how crazy this broad is towards...
Yes, I know, but look what drove her to do all that. I mean, we got Arthur to make up for what he had done. Why can't she?
Well, she did do that for me.
I looked to Grylla and said, "It's 4 against 1. Which is it going to be? We could tear you apart, or you could atone for what you have done."
Why are you so kind to me?
Because I know what it's like to feel like you are worthless and people only pay attention to what was on the outside and not inside of you. So we're going to end your cycle with this lesson. You need to learn to love yourself first before someone could love you in return. It's not really by how you look, but by how you act. I'm going to ask again. Be torn apart or atone is your choice.
I yield to atonement.
We commend your wise decision, madame. Lenore, I'm gonna need you to help me with this crick ritual, alright?
Ben said and took my hand. He removed a bottle of water from his backpack and sprinkled the liquid upon Grylla's chest. Arthur approached the sprawled witch upon the bed and added blue salt from his pocket.
Alright. Well, first things first, we need to join hands and sing a holy song. Understand?
I don't know all this church stuff.
How about Amazing Grace?
Okay, I know that one.
The 4 of us held hands, surrounded Grylla in our ring, and sang Amazing Grace together as Ben clenched his teeth in agony. Grylla screeched to the top of her lungs as black ooze poured through the eyes and mouth. She began to violently shake and thrash her limbs about as her body formed to look like an average human. Once her transformation had been completed, we ceased our song and released our hands. "It's over," I said softly with triumph, and relieved to end her suffering. What happened next was more of a relief. Maggie running inside of the room and reporting that the black-eyed children began to dissolve into piles of bones during their battle. We explained to her the events included that the rite had broken the spell for the children, therefore freeing them from undead status. I looked to Freddie, who had been gasping for air, yet smiled.
Thank you for the fun and the freedom,
He said meekly as his flesh dissolved to ashes, leaving a skeleton to fall upon the floor. We had shed a few tears at Freddie's departure. Despite circumstance, I'm glad that he had been given the mercy he needed and deserved. It was sad to see him go after such a short amount of time, bonding that we had together. We have won, yet lost a good friend in the process. Well, do not worry, there are more details to hear in the epilogue. Consider that the present under everyone's tree.